Armored vehicles and soldiers have withdrawn from outside Bolivia's presidential palace following what appears to be a failed coup attempt Wednesday. Earlier, vehicles could be seen slamming into the presidential palace's gates. The country's general commander of the army appeared to lead the attempted coup in an attempt to, quote, restore democracy. There have been serious tensions in Bolivia's ruling Socialist Party ahead of elections in 2025 involving the current president and his former ally. The president called on people to organize against this recent uprising and urged those rebelling to stand down. Eduardo Gamarra joins us now. He's a professor of politics and international relations at Florida International University. He also directed the university's Latin American and Caribbean Center. Thanks for joining us. Let me ask this to start. How many warning signs were there about a potential coup?
There were many. In fact, Bolivia has been undergoing a very severe crisis, a very severe political crisis, largely between the current president and the former president, Evo Morales, all with respect to the elections next year. Both are men who are interested in getting reelected. Evo coming back after 5 years out of power. So that's the underlying tension. And much of what's going on with the military, the main thing right now that people are saying is that this was a self-coup, that this is a coup that was largely orchestrated by the sitting president as a way to regain strength and to position himself well for next year's election. So the warning signs have been there. And one more interesting thing over the last week is that the U.S. Embassy was, we don't have an ambassador there, but the charge d'affaires, somebody dubbed her voice on AI, and she was accused of plotting a coup. And so she was called into the foreign minister's office, and of course the U.S. reiterated its support for democracy. And so, but I'm sure that now in the aftermath of this, there will be claims that there were foreign powers behind the coup and that the opposition was behind the coup. But largely, it's a little bit of political theater more than anything else.
At this point, Professor, do you think the election goes off fair and square?
Well, there's, the elections are scheduled for a year and a half from now. And everything is so tense. The political situation is tense, but the economy is in shambles. And so this serves sort of as the perfect excuse to say that the conditions are not there for elections to be held next year. So let's see how this plays out. I hope that the president emerges from this better for the wear, and that he doesn't pursue more authoritarian ambitions, because he's locked up a lot of people. Bolivia has political prisoners, and a lot of them locked up by this president. So
it's always nice to see two people fighting for power and control when a country's falling apart. Does it seem like they care what's happening on the streets?
Well, they both of these, Evo Morales has been mobilizing people. In fact, he was calling for street demonstrations and blockades and the like to prevent some of the things that the president is doing. And the president, of course, was trying to find a way to control his erstwhile boss, right? And many are saying that this is what he found, that this was the best mechanism that he found. I mean, not a bullet was fired. Nobody was hurt as of right now. But what'll come after is, I think, going to be very interesting to observe.
Theater, that word you use, sounds like a pretty good word maybe to describe this. Eduardo Gamarra, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Right. Bye-bye.